Hi guys, welcome to today's tutorial. Alright, we'll be treating multiple choice questions on sequence and series. We've done a detailed video on sequence and series. Do well to check the channel for the full video to have a better understanding on this class. Now, our first question says, the nth term of an AP, which is arithmetic progression, is given by Tn equals 5 plus n minus 1, 3. Now, what is the 10th term? Now, so we are looking for our n here is 10. So we are looking for T10 equals, we've been given 5 plus n, which is 10, minus 1 times 3. This will give us 5 plus 10 minus 1 will give us 9 times 3. So 9 times 3 would give us 5 plus 27. Now, 5 plus 27 will give us, 5 plus 7 will give us 12, rather than 2, carry 1. So that will give us 32. So the 10th term of this particular sequence or sequence will be 32. Find the sum of the first 20 terms of the arithmetic progression. Now, our arithmetic progression, we have it as 2, 5, 8, and so on. Now, our first term here, which is A, is 2. Now, we need to find the common difference. And in finding the common difference, we are doing our second term minus first term, which will be 5 minus 2, which gives us 3. Now, using our formula that says Sn equals n over 2 bracket 2a plus n minus 1 d, where a is our first term, d is our common difference, and n is the number of terms. So in this question, our n will be 20, since we're asked to find the first 20 terms. So now, substituting into this, we have it as S20 equals 20 over 2 bracket 2 times 2 plus 20 minus 1 times 3. Alright, this gives us 10 bracket 4 plus 19 times 3. Now 19 times 3 would give us 10 bracket 4 plus 9 times 3, 27, write down 7, carry 2. That will give us 57. Okay, now 57, 10 plus 10 times 57 plus 4 will give us 61. So 10 times 61 will give us 610. So the sum of the first 20 terms of this sequence would be 610. In a geometric progression, the first term is 3. Now we have in GP, our first term A is 3, and the common ratio R is 2. Find the fifth term. Now, for a geometric progression, we have it as Tn equals ARn minus 1. All right. So since we are looking for the fifth term of this geometric progression, we have it as T5 equals A is 3, and the R times R is, which is 2, 2 raised to the power 5 minus 1. So this becomes 3 times 2 raised to the power 4. So 2 raised to the power 4 would give us 3 times 2 times 2, 4, 4 times 2, 8, 8 times 2, 16. All right, so this gives us 2 raised to the power 16. Now 3 times 16 would give us, 3 times 6 would give us 8, rather 8, carry 1, 18, carry 1. 3 times 1, 3, plus 1, 4. So the fifth term for this sequence would be 48. The sum of the first n terms of an AP is, now for this we have our Sn equals n over 2 bracket 7n plus 1. All right. Now they said the sum of the first n term is this, that we should find the first term. Okay. In order to find the first term, we are going to substitute assuming n equals 1, this becomes S1 will be 1 over 2 brackets 7 bracket 1 plus 1. Okay, so this our S sum of terms will be 1 over 2 bracket 7 plus 1 will give us 8. So half of 8 will be 4. So our first term for this sequence is going to be 4. If the sum of the first n terms of a GP is n, Sn equals 3 brackets 2 raised to power n minus 1 all over 1. Now, it says, what is the first term? Now, for us to find the first term, we assume n is 1. So this will give us 3 brackets 2 raised to power 1 minus 1 all over 1. Okay, so our Sn will be, our first term will not be 3 brackets 2 minus 1 over 1, which gives us 3 brackets 1. So 3 times 1 will give us 3. So our first term for this geometric progression would be 3. Now, which of these is an AP? Now, part of the characteristics of finding an AP is that between each terms, there's a common or a constant difference amongst them. So we are going to check which of these is an AP. Now, looking at our options there, we have 2, 4, 8, 16. Now, for us to find our common difference, we are doing T2 minus T1 or T3 minus T4 or T4 minus T5. So for the first one, we have 2, 4, 8, 16. Now, these are T1, T2, T3, T4. Now, this will be T2, which is 4, minus 2 will give us 2. All right? But 8 minus 4 will give us 4. So our first option there isn't an arithmetic progression. Now, looking at the second one, we have 1, 4, 9, 16. This is T1, T2, T3, T4. All right. Now, applying same formula, 4 minus 1 will give us 3, but 9 minus 4 will give us 5. So it's not common, it's not same. So that option is wrong. Now, to the third one, we have 5, 10, 15, and 20. So this will be 10 minus 5, which is 5, and 15 minus 10, which is 5. So the correct option there would be C, which is 5, 10, 15, and 20. Which of these is a GP, which is a geometric progression? Now, the characteristics of a geometric progression is that their common ratio would be same or true. Now, for us to find that common ratio, we are having it as R equals T2 over T1, or T3 over T2, or T4 over T3. Now, our first term there, we have 3, 6, 12, 24. All right, so our T2 will be 6 over 3, which gives us 2. And this is 12 over 6, which gives us 2. So that means our common ratio here, our geometric sequence here would be A, our option A, which is 6, 3, 6, 12, and 24. If the first term of an AP is 7, now we are given that the first term A of an AP is 7, and the common difference D is minus 2. Find the 15th term. So we are looking for the 15th term. All right. Now, to get our 15th term, we'll be using the formula A plus n minus 1 D. All right. Now, this will be T15 equals A is 7 plus 15 minus 1 times minus 2. So this gives us 7 plus 14 times minus 2. All right, this gives us 7 plus minus 28. which is 7 minus 28. All right, 7 minus 28 will give us a minus 21. So our answer would be minus 21. Now, the next one says the sum of the first 10 terms of a GP is 3069. Now, the sum of the first 10 terms, so sum of 10 terms equals 3069 with the first term as 3. A is 3. Now, find the common ratio. So we are looking for our R. And we know that our formula for finding our sum of terms in geometric progression is Sn equals A brackets R raised to power n minus 1 all over R minus 1. Okay, so now here we are given that our term is 3069 equals first term 3 brackets R raised to power 10 minus 1 all over R minus 1. Since we are looking for our common ratio. Okay, so cross multiplying, we have it as 3069 bracket R minus 1 equals 3 bracket R raised to power 10 minus 1. So we can divide both sides by 3. So if we divide both sides by 3, we would have it as 3069 divided by 3 would give us 1023 bracket R minus 1 equals R raised to power 10 minus 1. Now, at those points, let's look for a figure for R that will give us equate this. So, starting with 1, if we have R as 1, that the common ratio is 1, all right? If our common ratio is 1, substituting 1 here, we have 1023, okay, bracket 1 minus 1, which is 0, okay? So this will give us 0. Now looking at the other, our right-hand side, 1 raised to power 10 will still give us 1. So 1 minus 1 will also give us 0, all right? Now looking at 2 also, this is for R equals 1, R equals 2, we have it as 1023 brackets 2 minus 1, okay, equals 2 raised to power 10 minus 1, okay, and 2 raised to power 10 would give us 1023 times 1. 2 raised to power 10 will give us 1024 minus 1. So this gives us 1023, which is 1023. Now, because our R cannot be 1, so our closest value for R in this equation would be 2. Which of the following converges? Now, when we talk about a convergent sequence, now the sequence that converges, the characteristics of a sequence that converges is that its common ratio is less than 1. Now, among all this, our common ratio that is less than 1 is 0.5. Now, the next one says the 7th term of an AP is 20. We have the 7th term of an AP, which is A plus n minus 1d. Okay, now this will give us A plus 7 minus 1, 6d is 20. And our 12th term, which is A plus 11d equals 40. Now we should find the first term. Now to find the first term, we'll solve this out as a simultaneous equation. So we have A plus 6d equals 20, A plus 11d equals 40. Now, solving out, we subtract equation 1 from equation 2. Subtracting equation 1 from equation 2, A minus A would cancel out. 11 minus 6 would give us 5d, and 40 minus 20 will give us 20. So therefore, our d equals 20 over 5, which gives us 4. Now, If our D is 4, we will substitute into any of our equations to find our first term. Now, A plus 11D equals 40. Now, this becomes A plus 11 brackets 4 equals 40. So A plus 44 equals 40. So therefore, A equals 40 minus 44, which gives us a minus 4. So the first term of this sequence would be minus 4. Find the sum of the first 8 terms of the GP. Now, for us to find our GP, we have 2, 4, 8, and so on. Now, our first term A is 2, and our common ratio here will be 4 divided by 2, which is 2, or 8 divided by 4, which still gives us 2. So our common ratio here is 2. Now, for us to find the sum of the first 8 terms, our n is 8. So we have Sn equals A bracket Rn minus 1 all over R minus 1. Okay, so for this becomes S8 equals A is 2 bracket 2 raised power 8 minus 1 all over 2 minus 1. Okay, so 2 raised power 8 would give us 2 times 2 would give us 256 minus 1 all over 1. This gives us 2 times 255, all right, which would give us 510. So the sum of the first 8 terms for this geometric progression would be 510. If A equals 5 and R equals 0.8, find the sum to infinity of the GP. We have A equals 5 and R equals 0.8. Now, for us to find the sum to infinity, we have S infinity equals A over 1 minus R. All right. Now, this will give us our sum to infinity would be 5 all over 1 minus 0.8, which gives us 5 over 0.2. So 5 divided by 0.2 would give us 25. So our sum to infinity gives us 25. If the nth term of the sequence is Tn equals n squared, which type of progression is this? Now, for an AP, we know that for AP, we have Tn equals A plus n minus 1 D. Now, for GP, we have Tn equals AR n minus 1. Okay, so it is neither AP or GP. So our answer will be neither. Now, if the fourth term of an AP is 18, we have the fourth term of our AP 18, and formula for finding our fourth term is A plus n minus 1D. So 4 minus 1 will give us 3D. And the eighth term is 34, which is A plus 7D. That we should find a common difference. Now, solving this out as a simultaneous equation also, we have A plus 3D equals 18, equation 1. A plus 7D equals 34, equation 2. All right, so here we subtract equation 1 from equation 2. Minus A will cancel out, leaving us with 7 minus 3, which will give us 4D, and 34 minus 18 would give us 16. So our D would be 16 divided by 4, which is 4. So the common difference for this sequence is 4. What is the 12th term of the GP, where A is, we have the 12th term of the GP where A is 2 and the R is 3. And we are asked to find our 12th term. So we know that for GP, Tn equals A raised power R, AR raised power n minus 1. Okay, so this gives us T12 would be 2 times 3 raised power 12 minus 1, which is 2 times 3 raised power 11. Okay, now for this we are having it as 2 raised power and 3 raised power 11 would give us 173 times 3 times 3 times 3 would give us 177,147. All right, so times 2, we'll have it as 354,294. That will be the sum. That will be the 12th term of our GP. Now, this series 1 minus half plus 1 over 4 minus dot is an example of A, divergent geometric progression, B, convergence, C, AP, D, harmonic. Now, it's not divergent, all right? Now, this is convergent. Why? Because our common difference, our R here is less than 1. So that's why it's convergent. Now, the sum of the first 100 terms of an AP, the sum of the first 100 terms of the AP, we have 1, 2, 3 is, now here, in this AP, our first term A is 1, our first term is 1, and our common difference is 1. So looking for the sum of the first 100 terms, we have Sn equals n over 2 bracket 2a plus n minus 1 d. Okay, so S100, since we're looking at first 100 terms, this becomes 100 over 2 bracket 2 times 1 plus 100 minus 1 times 1. Okay, so this will give us 50 bracket 2 plus 99 times 1, which is 99. So this we would have as 50 times 101, which will give us 50, 50. All right, so our answer for this would be 50, 50. Which of these statements is true? Now, our first statement said every AP is a GP. Now, every AP can't be a GP, right? Now, every GP is an AP. That's not true. Every GP can't be an AP. Now, no AP can be GP. That's false. Some of our APs are GPs. So the right answer there is that some APs are GPs. And next question says, the sum to infinity of the GP. All right, sum to infinity of our GP, 81, 27, 9 is, now, if you're looking for sum to infinity, we have our formula as A all over 1 minus R. Okay, so here our A is 81 and our R will be 27 over 81. Okay, 27 divided by 81 will give us 1 over 3. Okay, so here we have it as 81, which is our A, all over 1 minus 1 over 3. This we would have as 81 all over 2 over 3. Okay, so now this will turn around to be 81 over 1 times 3 over 2. Okay, now cancelling out, we would have as our answer as 81 times 3, which gives us 243 divided by 2, would give us a 121.5. So the sum to infinity of this GP would be 121.5. The 10th term of an arithmetic progression AP is, we have 3, 7, 11, 15. Now our first term here is 3. Now our common difference D would be 7 minus 3, which gives us 4. And we're asked to find the 10th term. All right. Now the 10th term, T10 equals A plus n minus 1 D, which will be A is 3 plus n is 10 minus 1 plus our common difference, which is 4. So this gives us 3 plus 9 times 4. All right. 3 plus 9 times 4 will give us 36. So this will give us 39. Our 10th term would be 39. The sum of the first 20 terms of an AP is 610. If the first term is 7, now the sum of first 20 terms, Sn of S20, is 610. And we have our first term A to be 7. What is the common difference? So we are looking for a D. And we know that for our sum of terms in an AP, we have it as Sn equals n over 2 brackets 2a plus n minus 1 d. All right. Now, we've been told that Sn is 610, n is 20 over 2, 2 bracket 7 as a plus 20 minus 1 d. Okay. So cross multiplying or dividing through 610 equals 10 bracket 14 plus 19d. Okay. Now dividing both sides by 10, we have 61 equals 14 plus 19d. So our 19d would be 61 minus 14. And 61 minus 14 would give us 47. So 19d equals 47. So d equals 47 over 19, which gives us 2.47. So if we approximate this, we are having it as 2. So our common difference in this equation, if approximated, is 2. If the fifth term of the GP is 81, now we have our fifth term, which is AR raised to power 4 as 81, and the second term, which is AR as 3. It says find what is the common ratio. Now, in order to find the common ratio, we will divide the fifth term by the second term. So this becomes T5 over T2, which is AR raised to power 4 over AR, which gives us 81 over 3. A, we cancel A, okay? This R raised to power 4 is something as R times R times R times R all over R. So 1 R will cancel 1, leaving us with R raised to power 3. So if we have it as this, we have it as R raised to power 3 equals 81 divided by 3 will give us 27. So therefore, our R equals cube root of 27, which is 3. So our common ratio for this geometric progression is 3. The sum of the first 15 natural numbers is, now, our sum of natural numbers Sn equals n over 2 brackets 2a plus n minus 1 d. Now, when we look at our natural numbers, we know that the difference between our natural numbers is 1. So here our d is 1 and our first term is a is also 1. So our n in this equation is 15. So this becomes Sn equals 15 over 2 brackets 2 times 1 plus 15 minus 1 times 1. So this will give us 15 over 2 brackets 2 plus 14. Okay, now 2 plus 14, 15 over 2 times 16 over 1. So this gives us 8. So this will give us 15 times 8 would give us 120. So the sum of terms of the first 15 natural numbers would be 120. Which of the following sequence is geometric? Now, when we talk about geometric sequence, like we've said earlier on, that the common ratio between the terms has to be the same. Now, to find that common ratio, we have it as T2 over T1, or T3 over T2, or T4 over T3. Now, looking at our first question there, our first option there, we have 2, 4, 6, 8. So if we are looking for the common ratio, this becomes 4 over 2, which gives us 2, but 6 over 4 will give us 3 over 2. So they are not the same. So our common ratio, our first option there can't be geometric. Now looking at the next one, our B, we have 3, 9, 27, 81. So this becomes 9 over 3, which gives us 3. 27 over 9 also gives us 3. 81 over 27 also gives us 3. So our common ratio here is, our geometric sequence here is B, which is 3, 9, 27, and 81. So guys, with this, we've come to the end of today's class. If you've enjoyed this, share this link with your friends. See you in our next class.
Hi, I'm sure you enjoyed the content you just watched. To see more episodes as that, preparing you for your oncoming exams, smash the subscribe button on this channel right now and visit the playlist that we've made for you, covering over 50 types of different exams, including JAMB, WAEC, Cacao,